Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about the Savers Tax Credit. So one of the many tax credits available is the Savers Tax Credit, which not only allows for more savings, but can even help you on your tax bill as well. The irony of the government wanting to save money in this economy, right? So in this video, we're talking about everything you must know about the Savers Tax Credit, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. Also, thank you to GigTax for verifying this information and making this video possible. What is the Savers Credit? The Retirement Savings Contribution Credit, or the Savers Credit for short, is a non-refundable tax credit worth up to $1,000. $2,000 if you're married and filing jointly, for mid to low income taxpayers who contribute to a retirement account. Now, who can claim the Savers Credit? Who can claim the Savers Credit? You are eligible for the Savers Tax Credit if you're 18 or older, not a full-time student, and not claimed as a dependent on another person's tax return. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get it. You must also make a retirement plan or IRA account contribution and fall under the maximum adjusted gross income caps the IRS sets each year. I usually max out my Roth IRA annually so that way I get the maximum value from it. Now the 2023 Savers Credit limits being filed in 2024 goes as follows. If you're married and filing jointly, you can make up $73,000 per year. The head of the household, you can make up to $54,750, and all other filing status, you can make $36,500. 2024 filed in 2025, the credit limits goes as follows. Married and filing jointly, $76,500. That is a head of household, $57,375. All other filing status is $38,250. Always check every year if you're eligible for the credit, because those thresholds are always changing every year, including with the upcoming changes to the credit altogether, but we'll talk about that later. One more thing before we move on, though, I would like to remind you that this is based on adjusted gross income, which means the gross income earned after applying deductions such as the self-employment tax, self-employment insurance premiums, contributions to certain retirement accounts such as your Roth IRA, student loan interest paid, educator expenses, etc. That factor is going to be vital for us as gig workers to qualify for this credit. What is the Savers Credit worth? The Savers Credit is worth up to $1,000 or $2,000 if you're married or filing jointly. Keep in mind that a credit is not the same as a tax deduction. It's better. While tax deductions just reduce the bill of the amount of your income that is subject to taxes, a tax credit can reduce your overall tax bill dollar for dollar. If you would like to learn more about that, I made a video talking about the difference between a tax deduction and a tax credit. I will leave that video in the description. Feel free to check that out. The value of the Savers Credit is calculated based on your contributions to a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, 401k, simple IRA, ABLE account, SARSEP 403B or 457 plan. You may be eligible for 50%, 20%, or 10% of the max contribution amount, depending on your filing status and adjusted gross income. To qualify for the Savers Credit, the contribution must be new money. In other words, rollovers from an existing account like a 401k to a Roth IRA don't actually count. Once again, these rates are going to change year over year, so make sure you do your research on this credit annually. Calculating the value of the Savers Credit. Unlike many of the IRS rules, the math here is actually really simple. The credit is worth 50%, 20%, or 10% of a maximum contribution of $2,000. or $4,000 if you're married or filing jointly. Let's say you earn $19,000 as a single filer and you contribute $1,000 to an eligible account. The value of your saver's credit would be $500. If you manage to contribute $5,000 to an eligible account, your credit would be worth $1,000 due to the cap. If your contribution was made to a traditional IRA, 401k, or other account that offers tax deduction or for contributions, your taxable income will also be reduced by the amount of your contribution, also increasing your chances of being eligible for the Savers credit. Secure 2.0 changes. Savers match. Now, beginning in 2027, the Savers credit will be completely replaced entirely with the Savers match, a new program that does away with the tax credit in exchange for matching federal retirement plan contributions. Under the new rule, people who contribute to a workplace retirement plan or IRA can match up to 50% up to $2,000 to be directly deposited into their retirement plan. To be eligible for this benefit, taxpayers must make $71,000 or below, married filing jointly, $53,250 or below if you're head of household, and $35,000 or below if you're single and married filing separately. However, be aware that there are going to be phase outs leading up to those households that will reduce the total value of the matching contribution. The higher your income is, the lower the value of your allowed matching contribution will be. Which is why, even before this is applied and before you apply for this credit, you should absolutely consult with a qualified tax professional to make sure that you are qualified. But if you would like to maximize your tax benefits to best suit your financial situation, that's where GigTax is going to be here to help. Filing your taxes on time, promptly, and accurately is an inevitable aspect of being in business for yourself. And for every hour spent navigating tax season alone, you miss out on potential earnings, precious moments with loved ones, and expose yourself to financial risks. Recognized as the leading tax preparation service for gig workers, GigTax is dedicated to simplifying the process, saving you time, energy, and money. Founded by Joseph Mayo, a seasoned gig worker with 6,500 deliveries across 7 platforms since 2020, GigTax addresses the overlooked, overcharged, and underserved needs of gig workers in the financial realm. Driven Wyld subscribers can take advantage of an exclusive 77% discount on GigTax's tax prep, bringing the price from $538 to $124. Act now to get this price locked in before GigTax's calendar is booked, because GigTax helps those just like you make the wisest and most effective decisions on your business and personal tax needs all year round. Secure your spot today with GigTax using the description link below to their Instagram page, slide into his DMs with the word wild, and get back to what you do best, making the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.